3, 2, 1. Hey, what's going on, folks? Ty from Breaker Culture, proud members of the Bench Clear Media Network. Be sure to subscribe below. Now, today we're going to be breaking down something a little bit different. I want to look at an update for volume, which players have been moving the most in terms of transactions for Prizm Basketball. And I also want to take a look at base card values, not silver PSA 10 values. So you get a good vibe of kind of where the top 10 base card values are for Prizm Basketball as of today, August 8th. 2020. Now, again, with basketball cards right now, these things are moving extremely quick. You look at players with good performances and they're moving, 10, 15, 20% overnight. There's a lot of excitement behind basketball cards right now. And I think the bubble season, the shortened season, and also this idea of the playoffs starting here in a week or two is going to be really fascinating. So you want to stay on top of this. We're going to do our best to help you stay on top of this with all kinds of different metrics around basketball cards. Now keep in mind, look, we're just presenting data to you. I'm just going to show you what cards are moving, where the prices are. Obviously, I'll give you my opinions on players, but these are by no means recommendations for you to go out and buy these, right? You do your own due diligence, do your own research, break down the data with us, and you'll make better informed decisions, I promise. Now, before we get into the data, I want to give away 2 packs of 1920 Optic Basketball. These are cello packs. Gosh, they were $10 on release. They're probably $40, $50 now, which is insane. All I want you to do is I want you to tell me in the comments which NBA team you think wins the NBA championship, okay? I know everyone's gonna gravitate towards the Lakers. Hopefully there's some differing opinions. I know my opinion, I'll put it in the comments below, but put your comment below, and here in a couple days, I'll go ahead and randomize all those entrants, and I'll give away 2 packs of Optic Cello, okay? All right, so let's first off look at the top 5 volume guys so far in August. And so what I do is I look at total transactions for all Prizm players across the month of any period, but for in this situation, we're gonna look at the month of August. And number 5, kind of a surprising one here, is 2016-17 Prizm Jaylen Brown. You can grab his silver for $1,000 right now, but he was the number 5 volume getter so far during the first 8 days of August. So Jaylen Brown comes in at number 5. Pretty excited. The Celtics are extremely hot right now. So anything with Jayson Tatum, anything with Jaylen Brown, even some of the rookies like not Robert Williams, a second-year player, but Carson Edwards had a few minutes there where his stats went up and his cards also went up. But there's a couple guys in there you got to watch really closely with the Celtics. Number 5, Jaylen Brown. Number 4, and it's with the hottest team in all of basketball right now, the Phoenix Suns, Deandre Ayton. So 2018-19 Prizm, Deandre Ayton. I've always been vocal about buying into centers as long-term, it holds for your collection. Usually doesn't pan out well. At least that's what the stats show. But Deandre Ayton was looking awesome for the Suns. His Prizm Silver PSA 10 is going for about $510. Okay, so 18-19 Deandre Ayton. Number 3, this guy's never off the list, and that's Luka Doncic, 2018-19 Prizm. His silver and his base prices that we'll talk about here in a second. His silver is at $6,600. A PSA 10 is going for $6,600. Mind-blowing how fast his cards are rising. And I mean, he keeps putting up triple doubles overnight, so I can see why it's happening. Okay, so number 3, number of transactions in terms of volume, you got Luka Doncic. Number 2, Zion Williamson, 2019-20 Prizm. His PSA 10 silvers have blown through the $4,000 mark. They're sitting around $4,700, $4,800 right now for PSA 10. Okay, so number 2, Zion Williamson, the second most popular in terms of volume. And then number 1, as you can expect, because this guy's absolutely dominated the Summer League, and that's Michael Porter Jr. He's about 60% higher in terms of volume than the second guy, Zion Williamson, right now. So there is a lot of interest in Michael Porter Jr. in the month of August. It was pretty heavy hitting in July, and it's been absolutely crazy here in the month of August. So 2018-19 Prizm. Don't go buy the 1920. I know the photos are eerily similar, and in fact, it might be the exact same photo. 18-19 Prizm, Michael Porter Jr. His PSA 10 silver could have been had for about $350 just 4 weeks ago. Now they're at $1,800. $1,800, a 6x rise in a month. Absolutely staggering. Okay, so number one in popularity, Michael Porter Jr. So there's your top 5 volume guys right now for the first week of August. Now, we break down base cards, so we'll roll through this a little bit quicker. We're looking at PSA 10 base card values. Okay, so I know we talked in the last report about silver card values, and that's what a lot of people gravitate towards, but we're seeing a lot more interest in base cards right now too. So I felt it was important to give show a little love to the base card world. Okay, so number 10, and this is looking at all Prizm, so 2012 all the way to 2019-20. We're looking at prices as of August 7th. So this is real-time pricing for base cards. Okay, so number 10. And the other caveat is they must have sold something in the last 14 days. Okay, so there might be a couple players that have been left off, but they haven't had a transaction, and so I wasn't going to guess the price. Okay, number 10, Michael Porter Jr. He has squeezed that. He moved up 7 spots in the last 48 hours. So he's number 10 right now. His base cards are going for $505. So again, 2018-19 Prizm, Denver Nuggets, base card, PSA 10, $505. Number 9, Ja Morant, and we're seeing him move a little bit more than usual. He was already pretty volatile, but now that Jaren Jackson Jr. is out, you're seeing a lot more emphasis on Ja Morant and some more emphasis on Brandon Clark for that matter. 2019-20 Prizm base card is fetching a little bit less than $600, going for $595. Okay, number 8, Toronto Raptors, Pascal Siakam, 2016-17 Prizm. Base card, his base card, which was, I mean, gosh, at the beginning of the season, you could have got it for $100, $125. It's going for $700 now. And a lot of that has to do with, you know, for all these guys, their silver cards have gone up so much where people are like, well, I can't afford that anymore. We got to jump into the base. 2016-17 Prizm base card of Pascal Siakam is going for $700. Number 7 is Zion Williamson. 2019-20, you would have thought he was going to be higher on the list. For Zion to be at 7, it's like, what? How's that possible? $750 for his base card over the last 72 hours, 19-20 Prizm. We've talked a whole lot about Zion Williamson. All right, so number 6, Jayson Tatum. So another Celtics player on the list, 2017-18 Prizm. His base card is a shade under $1,000. You're looking at $950 for a Jayson Tatum base card right now. Again, one of those guys where his silver cards blew through that $2,000 mark, and now his base cards are kind of the next ones on the list. So 17-18, Jayson Tatum. Number 5, and again, an extremely hot player right now, Damian Lillard. There's not a lot of these out there. 2012-13 Prizm. Base PSA 10 going for about $1,100. I think that's probably going to go higher again because there's not a lot out there. So number 5 on the list, Portland Trailblazers, hot and heavy, battling for that 8th spot in the West right now. He's getting a lot of attention, so watch Damian Lillard really close. Number 4, Luka Doncic, 2018-19 Prizm. His base card is now at $1,300 and climbing by the second, it feels like. So the 18-19 Prizm base PSA 10 for Luka is it was about $700 just 4 months ago, and now it's at $1,300. So it is blowing through these thresholds. I would probably expect that to continue to rise. When you see his silver's at $6,600, I would not be surprised if his base is at $2,000 really soon. But that's just my guess. Number 3, Anthony Davis, 2012-13 base Prizm. You don't find a lot of his silver, so really the only option you get most of the time is going for his base. His base is at $3,500 right now. So if you can find him, probably good to snag. We've had some conversations about this before with some other folks on the podcast and the channel. You could make a case for Anthony Davis having a better shot at the MVP this year than LeBron James, which will be highly impactful to his prices. So Anthony Davis, 2012-13 Prizm base, $3,500. Number 2, as you can expect, Kawhi Leonard, 2012-13, his base is at $4,100. We did We did a show, we did our top 15 Prizm, what, 3-4 weeks ago, and we said, hey, $2,100 for a Kawhi Leonard, unacceptable. Go snag Kawhi Leonard. The ratios don't make sense. And here we are 3 or 4 weeks later, and it's double in price. So I think that speaks to basically the movement of the entire basketball card market and the interest in base cards right now. So 2012-13 Kawhi Leonard base Prizm is going for $4,100. And then of course, number one, Giannis Antetokounmpo 2013-14 Prizm is going for now $6,600 for his base PSA 10 Prizm. So what can you say, right? It's the best player in the NBA, and it's highly SP'd, hard to find. $6,600. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. So there you have it. Those are your top 10 base PSA 10 Prizm guys, and then before that, your top 5 volume guys. So you'll see the link to the report in the show notes. You can see all the details. Jump into the Discord, leave your comments below. We love your feedback, and hopefully this is helpful as you're navigating the basketball card market. Okay, have yourself an awesome day.